All right, I wanted to do a real quick first impression sort of review of this new Ninja FrostVault 36 can cooler I got from Vine. It's a nice expensive cooler. I felt it deserved a good video. And just for comparison, this is an older Hydro Flask 20-liter backpack cooler that I own, which I think is for sale on another website for about half the price of this Ninja, or about 2/3 price at full retail. So two very different coolers, but they both promise to do the same thing. So I had wanted to take this Ninja on a camping trip this weekend, but it didn't show up in time. So I grabbed this one, old reliable, and was reminded of why I was shopping for a new cooler in the first place. But there is some stuff that I really like about it. For one thing, even though it's smaller, the one big pocket, if you're just doing drinks, this is a much better cooler if you're just doing drinks. If you want just drinks in here, you get that space for drinks. And then the idea is you keep this area down here cool, both with the cold coming from above, and then there are two built-in freezer packs. Plus it comes with a little tube of silicone zipper lube, which is a nice touch. But overall, the way it's split up, it's a lot less capacity, even though it is considerably bigger than this one. I do think this one is better insulated. It's heavy, it weighs about 6 pounds. This one is much lighter weight, weighs a couple of pounds. It does a good job, but not a great job. 36 hours is way optimistic for keeping stuff cold. One thing you'll notice, this one was camping. It was a little dirty. I just stuck it in the sink right before this video and washed it down, and I realized you can't do that with this Ninja cooler. And it's a nice light fabric. If this thing gets dirty, it's gonna stay dirty and the dirt's gonna show. So if you really wanna take it camping, car camping, somewhere muddy, that's a consideration. So I'll get this one out of the way. The comparison there is done. But on its own merits, this is a nice cooler. It's got this very well insulated top. They say that you can just leave it shut and not have to zip it and it will stay cold. I have not had a chance to try it out, but I doubt, if you were really going out for a long weekend, you would probably want to do good cooler management. They call it a 36 can cooler. Then they tell you pre-cool your cooler and use a 2-to-1 ice ratio, which would be 12 cans with ice. Their website says 24 cans with ice, but their own marketing material says use a 2-to-1 ratio, which is what most coolers say to do. So I do like the design. If you're camping with both drinks and food, I think that's pretty good. I don't use the blue cooler for food anymore because it just gets all soupy and gross in there. So it's strictly a drinks cooler. So if you want to use both, this is a really cool design. Very nicely constructed, big stretchy pockets. Everything feels sturdy, no loose threads or anything. This bottle opener, which I don't camp with bottles, but sure, why not? Nice big backpack straps. I've toted it around a little bit just to try it out. It's very comfortable. It's got this chest strap. This thing back here. And we'll note, I like to take this kind of cooler, the blue one in particular. I'll throw a bunch of stuff in it and throw it as a carry-on bag if I'm going somewhere for a weekend, and then I have a cooler. This one I was hoping to do that with, but it is marketed as 1 inch too big in one dimension, this width dimension for the airplane. And I thought I might get away with that, but if you actually measure it from here to back here, especially since these don't fold away, it's about 4 inches too big for a carry-on. So it is wider than advertised, which is a bummer. I don't think I could get this one onto an airplane. I may try, and maybe they'll let me gate check it for free, but I don't think it'll fit in a carry-on bin, which is definitely kind of a downside. But other than that, good cooler, expensive, bulky, very well constructed. Feels like a very quality product, does not feel like some kind of knockoff or cheap thing. Although at this price range, you start getting to wonder if maybe you just want to buy one of those fancy iceless aluminum coolers for 500 bucks. So it's a long video, hopefully it helps someone.
This is a nice cooler. This dry zone has this, I don't think it's a handle. I think it's actually something you'd attach like something you'd attach things to like this. It has a little bottle opener in there. It says it's a 24 can cooler. Comes with these, with this area in here that is separate from the top. It has two ice containers in there. It has a zipper lubricant. It tells you to maintain your zipper. As you close it, these zippers are very, very tight. And I think that's part of the attraction of this is that these are very tight zippers. They're waterproof and they keep the cold in. Up here, you have this upper container. I don't see how you get 24 cans in this. Maybe 12 there and 12 lower if you don't use it for other food. It has a tight fitting lid that goes down into there, and it zips shut. They suggest that you allow it to shut and to hold like this unless you are going and then to zip it, so to probably avoid wear on the zipper. It has a backpack with straps and a nice padding in your back. Again, it says 24 cans. Theoretically, I think you can fit 24 in here. I think you could fit 2 6s there and maybe 2 6s down there, or 2.5 6s and 9 down in this lower part. It's a really nice backpack cooler and with a nice solid top. I think my only question is whether this upper seam is going to hold on tightly. It's a little ragged, but if you can look here, it looks like it's welded all the way along here, and so I suspect that seam is going to do well also. So I think it's a pretty impressive cooler.
This is a review of the Ninja FrostVault Go backpack cooler. This is the 24 can version. I'll show you the outside of the container to start off. It has very, very comfortable shoulder straps for backpack. It also has a hand carry if you just want to carry it by hand. It has a padded, an additional pad there for your back, and it also has side mesh compartments, which are really handy for sticking easy access things like maybe nut things, maybe some chips and things like that in there. The front has, interesting enough, a bottle opener. The zippers are waterproof zippers, and the top storage, and this is built really well. This is built like by any of the high insulation coolers, but built very well, and a lot of extra insulation. This is for the cans. This does store 24 cans, and it keeps everything nice and cool. It also keeps that moisture separate from the dry cold area. This is a really nice little feature in here. Keeps everything dry. It also comes with ice blocks, 2 of these, which I thought was an interesting feature. It actually has little straps so you can put them in. So it keeps this area cold without adding any additional moisture. If you were just setting those blocks on there, maybe the condensation might cause some issues, but it keeps them out of the way. But it keeps this area nice and cold. Also has a waterproof zipper on this. This is a really, really nice setup, built very, very, very well. I can't wait to use it.
New Ninja backpack cooler. You got the dry zone. Try to see. Kind of dark. Built-in bottle opener. Zip, zip. Of course, we got the backpack. Love it. Can zip it. Or just close it. Pretty cool. Excited for vacations.